Forza Horizon 4, we're on Xbox Series X. The game is indeed optimized. We're getting a native 4K resolution at 60 FPS with HDR support, and it looks absolutely wonderful. So the game also has some other improvements. This includes increased shadow, reflection, and particle effects quality. Look at them all clapping. That's hilarious. Anyways, so in the past, on the One X, we used to have the option for either performance or resolution. Now we don't need that. We have the best of the combination of the two with this beautifully fluid and fantastic looking experience. I never really would have thought that we'd get an open world racing game at this level of fidelity, running at this resolution with this type of performance. It's kind of amazing. So we're on the Lego expansion pack because it's kind of fun and a little bit charming and a little bit silly, but we'll switch over to the open world in a sec. So what's really interesting about this entry in the series is the focus on seasons. There's winter, spring, fall, summer, and it kind of changes between them frequently. And when you're first going through it, you kind of move through the seasons a little bit faster just to give you a taste of what each of them has to offer. So yeah, it's actually just a really beautiful, well-running, and really fun sort of game overall. And of course, we're just in a sillier part of the overall experience, but we, again, will show off what the regular mode has to offer. So this is great. So this is an Xbox Game Pass title. It'll be on there as long as the licensing allows it to be, so you can jump in and have a great time. It's a play anywhere title, and it really is pushing the boundaries of what a racing game can provide. So this is, in my opinion, the best racing game of all time. It takes the place over from the previous best racing game of all time, which was Horizon 3. Now you can, kind of sit there and argue about the setting and everything like that, but there's something about the way they capture Britain, the architecture, the scope of the world, and the improvements to the overall experience that just makes this an absolute pleasure to enjoy. It's a lot of fun. And the Lego expansion's kind of cool too, just like in Horizon 3 with their great Hot Wheels expansion. That was a lot of fun. So they just offer a lot of content in this one, a lot of things to do. And with that, we're going to switch over to the mainland in order to show off some of the regular experiences, such as the racing, the open world that has to offer, and some of the cars too. Because while the cool Lego car is fun, they have some really beautiful options in the hundreds of vehicles that are present within this game. It's kind of crazy. I should also mention that we do have the technology of faster loading. There's quick resume, so you can go play something else and then you jump right back into this. It's kind of insane and a little bit crazy. So there's just an absolute ton of things to do, from races, buying houses in order to use as like garages, so many different cars. You can get in a drone, you can play with others online. It just has a lot to offer. So we're going to start off by jumping over to the James Bond collection. We're going to get in the Aston Martin because that's kind of fun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ride down over to the beach area because I really like the look of this section. It's just kind of absolutely charming and delightful. So we're going to drive there. It's open world, so you can go through the whole area however you'd like to. You can drive along the grass, which does exhibit some pop-in as you're seeing when we drive across it. It's not too noticeable, but I mean, if you're looking at it, you'll definitely sort of spot that being present. But yeah, the game is just gorgeous. It's expansive, and it's got a ton of personalization, customizing your character with all the different items you unlock by doing these spin wheels, the cars with different liveries and different colors and different designs, and you really do have free range of driving either on the roads if you want, or taking on the open countryside. Day-night cycles, different weathering events, again across the different seasons, so there's snow and rain, and it just really does look gorgeous. They absolutely nailed this visual experience. It's stunning the whole way through, no matter how you want to play it. The game just absolutely hits the mark in every way possible, and it's just such an excellent time. I think we're hitting one of those barrier walls here. I don't like these ones. But you can go to like so many different areas and just take in what this incredible experience has to offer. And then on top of that, the personalization that we talked about prior, you can customize the types of racing you're doing with blueprints, and we'll show that off a little bit later on. But yeah, you could take the cars off-road, drive on the road. There's other people available in a passive state. You can also kind of team up for large-scale Forza, like multiplayer sessions that go on while you're playing. Those are really cool. Then there's the expansion of the drivatars when it comes to the local races, kind of recreating the style of people that you know on your friends list. It's just really quite well done and such a beautiful and expansive time. They really did nail every aspect of this racing game, and even a couple or a few years on, this is still such a stunning experience. I'm just continuously blown away by what this has to offer, and I can't imagine what we're going to be seeing when we do swap into the next generation. Well, we're on the next generation, I guess, but when we see the first new Forza Horizon on the next generation, or even the new Motorsport. So to talk about ray tracing, they did mention that they're listening to fan feedback, but they're not currently working on it. I wouldn't expect to see that available in this one, but who knows, right? Anything, I guess, could technically happen. But we're just kind of racing towards the beach side. I was actually expecting to show off more of the country here, but we kind of made our way into a town accidentally. That's the fun of it. It's just a large open world that you can drive through and kind of tackle however you want. Then you've got Anna here, so she can like help you find stuff. There's a chat system, which is kind of funny too if you want to coordinate with other people that are in the game, because it is multiplayer focused, so you can play with others across different, kind of game modes and stuff, so that's sort of fun too. But I think with that, we should switch up the car we're using to get into something a little bit more, I don't know what you should say, fun, right? So they actually have a cool Halo event in this, which is kind of neat, and it's great that you're able to switch between the vehicles that you have available to you. I think that's really cool. Then we have like, the houses, so these are places you can buy and use as like fast travel points. You can also get your cars out from them and stuff. There's just a lot going on here, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, look at this gorgeous vehicle. That's just hilarious. I love these crossovers, and I do hope they do more of them over time. So the game is stacked with vehicles. They've got way too many options from all of the manufacturers that you would expect. Really just a great selection and offering here. And it's something that's been expanded upon over time too. And there's so many different ways that you can race and compete with others. It really is quite amazing what they offer here, from circuit racing to cross country. And it's just like a world that you want to get lost in, a world you want to explore, and a place you want to take in. And you want to take it in across the different seasons too. There's also like showcase events. There's lots of collectibles to gather across the open world. There's also certain like event type things you can do, which we kind of mentioned for multiplayer, but there's also like these camera watches, so you can try to get the highest speed or keep the speed going the highest as possible through an area. You're constantly working to improve your cars too, with these various skill options that are kind of fun, and it just offers a lot of gameplay, whether you're on dry roads, enjoying the rain, playing at night, playing during the day. It all looks absolutely marvelous, and it's just an absolute pleasure to play this game. It really is just such a blast, and I think we need to find an interesting race that we can tackle. So we're going to look for something a little bit more cross-country. We'll do the Pinewood Trail. I think that one would be fun, and it'll take us kind of through the castle area too, because the castle is really cool. But it just offers a lot of ways to play, and you can change the experience to be as like competitive or casual as you want. You can destroy some of the environment. You can just have a really good time driving around. It's such a reactive and natural environment. The architecture and some of the the places they take from, the location of Britain, they look stunning. Like particularly this lake area over here is really cool. And actually someone in the Discord chat was showing pictures of that in real life. I thought it was just really fascinating to hear about. And they did such a good job presenting such a magnificent world. I should have taken the jump up there. That would have looked epic. Yeah, and there's kind of big jumps you can do too, and you can buy the castle as well, which I think is what I was saving towards. That's why I have so much credits saved up. But you can buy all kinds of different vehicles, you can keep earning points, play alone, play with others. It just really is such a magnificent sort of game. It has so much to offer. It's so fun. You're building like an influence, because there's kind of a bit of a career aspect to it, lightly. You see all the different ways you can compete here, which is kind of exciting. I think that's quite fun, you know, to have different ways that you can play. You can create your own route. You can do a blueprint, or you can just do the existing trail competition, which is kind of cool. Choose a different car. I think we want to do something a little bit more high performance if we can, as we jump into the Lamborghini here. I think that's kind of exciting. So now we can jump into a super competition. Again, you can customize your vehicle in so many different ways. There's like wheel spins too, to get like more options in regards to changing your character and doing some of the quirkier changes for your vehicles, which is kind of fun. Hopefully I'll do all right. You know, I might be a little bit rusty jumping into this. And yeah, again, you'll see certain things. I have the lines on and everything like that, but you can turn that off if you want. You can make it hardcore, you can make it easier. And the game does have something that I really do believe that most modern racers should have, and that is a rewind feature, which doesn't quite work too well when you haven't driven a lot of the race. There we go. So that's kind of something I think is important in regards to accessibility, and so you don't have to like restart races when you mess up a little bit. I think that's nice and it's fairly well balanced in here. So anyways, you get a ton of different options in regards to the vehicles and the competition too, noticing the drivatars. So these are people I've got on my like friends list I've met up with or whatever. And it's kind of neat because it takes their driving personalities and it puts it into the game, which is kind of fun through like AI generation. And that's something we've seen over each of the different entries within the series as it's grown and changed. I mean, I've been reviewing these since, I think Horizon 2 might have been the first one, or Motorsport 6. Sorry, it's been quite a long time and quite a few entries in the series. And I'm just really truly excited to see where they go next, whether that's in Motorsport, which I believe will be up first, or the next Horizon, because I also think that one is just going to be at a scale unlike anything we've seen before, especially with the technology that they've been pushing here, which is just absolutely majestic and incredible. You know, these races, they feel intense, they feel fun. I have a great time here, and I've just become more and more of a racing fan over the generation due to Forza. It's just been an absolute pleasure to experience and enjoy these games. They keep hitting the mark every single time with refinements and improvements that offer so much. Like, you can do this regular race, earn different credits, you can compete in different ways with it, create your own blueprints, which we kind of tease where you set up like, you know, the time of day, because I really like, you know, say rain in the morning. I think it looks really cool. The lighting and everything like that is incredible. And with the HDR, you know, it looks absolutely fantastic. It truly does sort of bring this gorgeous landscape to life in so many neat ways. You get the crowds out there. It really does feel like intense racing. And I love the different options. Like, you get the traditional sort of circuit racing, but then you can get these like intense country events where you're racing along through dirt and through water, and it's just kind of really entertaining and fun. And there's like showcase events and, you know, all these different ways to sort of compete. And I think there's one where you're doing like movie stunt driving and stuff. It's just, it's fun. It's quirky. They really do go all out in regards to providing something that feels comprehensive and just allows you to continuously play this game forever. If you love playing this game, you literally just can sink in the hours. It feels endless and constantly keeps getting improved upon too. They keep supporting the game, and I think that's really excellent as well. Yeah, getting the groove there. They show the gamer picture. That's kind of fun. Earning the credits, the influencer rewards too, because there's that aspect. Moving up the different tiers. You know, there's just a lot of complexity going on here. So I think we might be able to fit in another race here. I don't know if that's quite the one I wanted to do. Might be that one. Sorry, it just kind of like cuts off part of what I want to see here, because I think that's the one that takes you along the beach area. Or close to it. Sorry, I just have like particular ones in mind before jumping in here. I want to make sure that I'm doing that. That's the one, the coastal race. That'll be our ending one. But I also want to show off something really cool, which is the like spin-off or spinning area where you get like different rewards. So they've also got like a photographer set, and you get in the drone. It's kind of cool. I kind of mentioned that a little bit. But you know, you get the super wheel spin, and you can like get different things, credits, vehicles, different emotes and stuff. Ooh, a Ferrari, kind of cool. And these are things that you earn all the time while you're playing. It's just a neat extra to kind of have in the game. The different island challenges and stuff you can work towards if you want. Quick play, playing with others online, you get rewards. The creative hub where you can create and share things, kind of cool. Different cars, different promotional things you can unlock. There's the marketplace, there's rivals, there's clubs. The game's just got a lot of content to it. It truly is just such an expansive, gorgeous, and fun experience to take in. What an absolutely magnificent time. And I mean, look at the details on this Lamborghini. They're absolutely just marvelous. And I mean, I'll probably never own one of these things, but the fact that I can kind of get a feeling for the experience of it a little bit in a game, I think is kind of magical. Those high-level cars, but also some regular ones too. And I'd actually really like to see maybe some more regular generic type cars. I think that would be fun as well. They do have some silly options in this one that you can really customize and personalize, but you get what I'm saying just in regards to the offerings and what this has. It's really well done. So we'll do solo. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, we'll do it with this car. That sounds good. And I think this might be a good way to kind of wrap up what we've been showing. Even the presentation here, I think, is really fantastic, too. It's just very clean, very smooth, very nice. And you kind of wonder, where do they go next with this? You know, what else do they offer? I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know if I really dug into this, but this game has one stellar soundtrack. The music here is absolutely fantastic. Every time I go into it and I listen to it, I'm blown away. Like, I can't really share the audio and stuff, but I think its Pulse has just some of the best tracks put in there. I've gotten a number of those just to listen to casually as well because I love driving to them in this game. They nailed the soundtrack. There's lots of different stations you can play too. It's just really, really well done in that regard. And it's just like, this is so creative, the different ways you're racing. I think this is like a golf course run or something like that. But there's so much freedom and exploration, and they carve up the map in such interesting and intricate ways. I think they just really put together the pinnacle of the racing experience in the modern age here. Such a well done and fun game that feels so good to handle. And again, you can tune it if it's not intense enough for you. If I'm playing this like a complete casual, you can go hardcore about it. You can't hit the animals, by the way. I even asked the developer when I was reviewing this before it launched if that was a thing, which you can, just so you know. But yeah, it's just kind of a really great experience. I have fun every time I turn on this game. I just kind of really get lost in the beauty and the visual fidelity that this has to offer. And the fact that we now have the frame rate to match that, it's just absolutely unbelievable. You know, it's next generation is really what it feels like. And the fact that this is an older game and they were able to do that so easily, it's marvelous and a great showcase for what this console has to offer. And hopefully even like a little bit of a tease. Oh, this is really cool. The water and the reflections there, that looks gorgeous. And hopefully this is just a tease of what's to come. This would actually look insane with ray tracing if they could get that going on there. That would be nuts. But even the cars and stuff, I think we're going to see some amazing looking racing games this generation. We've already seen likes of, you know, this and Dirt, and I think this is really going to be a wild time for simulating such a clear sense of quality within what a racing title could be. And I mean, that was a blast, right? It felt smooth, looked great the whole way through. Kind of showed off the different vehicles, having a great time, dancing away, earning the influence. It's just really such a great game. I have such a thrill driving in this one, racing across the countryside, taking in what it has to offer. And again, this is something you can play, you know, whatever way you want it to. Play with friends, play by yourself, have a good time, enjoy the full thrilling access of what this has to offer. If you need more content, you know, obviously we've got the expansions, the Fortune Island, where things get a little bit crazy weather-wise, and then also the Lego one, where you can go nuts and destroy all the bricks. I mean, we showed that off at the start, right? So you know exactly what I'm talking about with what that has to offer. But it's just such an ultimate and really well done racing game. It's so beautifully presented here. They absolutely nailed the experience. It's crazy. Seriously, if you've never played this before, jump into it. You'll be blown away and just absolutely floored. If, you know, this is something you want to revisit, now is a good time to do so, because it's just really quite awesome.